is simulating a true patrol down the streets of Iraq and in the cities of Iraq, and this is actual participants are all actual Iraq veterans and Iraq war veterans, and they're bringing their own personal experiences here home to the town of Chicago to show the Chicago people what it was really like for them.
Go! Go, Norty! Let's do it! Let's do it! Let's go! What we just did today was Operation First Casualty. We did Operation First Casualty because of disconnect. There's a huge disconnect between what's going on in Iraq and in the occupied lands of Iraq and here in the United States. And we want to bring a little bit of that reality home. We want to wake up our culture and move them to end this war, to bring the troops home now.
We're going up to the end of this block, the end of this building, make it left. We're on the corner, so we're pretty safe.
Against the war.
This is Operation First Casualty.
The first casualty of war is truth.
This is the truth that you will not see. Move it! Move it!
Six up!
D-I-N-G.
My name is Kelly Doherty. I'm a co-founder and the executive director of Iraq Veterans Against the War. I served in the Colorado Army National Guard for 8 years, did one tour as a military police sergeant in Iraq, and I'm here to let people know that Iraq Veterans Against the War is not just represented by these veterans here today, but we're a nationwide movement of current service members, reservists, National Guard men and women, and recent veterans who served since September 11th, many of us in Iraq, on the streets, doing patrols much like what we reenacted today. And we are organizing. We're organizing on military bases, in military communities, overseas in Iraq, in Germany, and in various chapters around the country and in Canada, of veterans calling on this war to end right now, for the troops to be brought home, for the brutality of the occupation to end, and for our brothers and sisters to be taken care of, because they have sacrificed so much again and again. Repeated deployments, extended tours, reserve call-up, and for what? This is a war based on lies, and the occupation is brutally dehumanizing the Iraqi people, dehumanizing our men and women in uniform, and bringing them home to let them feel disconnected, not taken care of by the same system that asked them to sacrifice their lives. And we are outreaching, and what we're doing here today as well is we're speaking up because our brothers and sisters in Iraq right now, they can't tell you what it's like for them every day that they go out on patrol, because they are really going out on patrol and they're risking their lives and they're risking their souls, and we need to bring them all home immediately and take care of them when they get here, and give compensation and reparations to the Iraqi people for their destruction we've meted out on their country.
We are Iraq Veterans Against the War!
This is
Operation First Casualty. Truth is the first casualty of war. This is the truth that you are not seeing.
I'm a legal observer with the National Lawyers Guild. My name is Janine.
I keep calling. You guys got some type of permit or something?
Yeah, we do. I'm
Where is it?
I'm getting on the phone right now. It's on the sidewalk though, and they're mobile.
I understand. Keep getting phone calls. People got sheets over their head and all tied up. You understand what I'm saying?
Spacing. Beware of the closet. It's not protect the closet.
Everyone that's a civilian, come over here real fast. I just want to talk about a couple things. One is the idea of the weapon that we have, that we're imagining, that you all are going to imagine. And the second thing is your relationship to the people you're around. We're trying to bring the truth of the war home. The truth is brutal. The truth isn't here. It's not in our faces. It's dehumanization. It's disgusting. And we brought a little of that to this city. A little people might have been put off by it. But that brutal reality is what needed to wake people up. So people are inspired to tell their representatives and to act to bring home the troops now.
Don't run into my farm.
As you guys have gone through, what kind of looks, what kind of reactions have you seen from people so far?
It's a mixed. Of course, there's some people that are busy on their way to work, but we are getting a lot of reaction and some positive support. We're also passing out literature to make it really clear what we're doing here today.
Do you think you're kind of freaking some people out when they see this happen spontaneously?
Well, I do think some people are surprised because I think the coverage of the media has so cleansed and made the war seem so far removed from people's day-to-day experiences that that's part of our point, is to really bring the truth, the real realities of what the war is like here. It's not about democracy and liberation. It's about brutal repression of an occupied people for oil and empire. And that's why we need to show this to the American people, and that's why we're here today.
Let's get out of here! Let's get out of here! We have got to get out of here! We have got to get out of here! Let's go! We're moving! Let's go!
Iraq Veterans Against the War is open to anyone that served after 9/11. We invite veterans to join with us and allies to help bring the war home and the troops home now and stop the war.
Have you always been against the war, or did you turn against the war?
I did turn against the war. I think it was over a series of lies that we have, as an American people, have realized that the Bush administration has told to us, including weapons of mass destruction, the idea that there's a link between 9/11 and Saddam Hussein, and the idea that we're bringing democracy and freedom to that country. So those lies have turned me now against the war, and hearing the stories of other veterans has really opened my eyes.
Come on, hero! Come on, hero! Let's go! It up! What are you doing here? Down, hero! Down, hero! Shut that down! Get on your knees! Get him on his knees! Come on his knees! Search him!
This is what's going down in Iraq.
Iraq Veterans Against the War.
Right now.
Yeah.
Anything else?
All these
70% of active duty military members surveyed, have said they don't support the war, that they wanted an immediate withdrawal of troops before the end of 2006. So we're trying to speak for our comrades in arms who can't speak for themselves right now.
And what do you hope will happen after this?
Hope people go home, look at our website, IVAW.org. We'll talk about what they saw, and open up their eyes and their hearts to what's happening and what America's doing overseas in their names.
Two possible HVTs up ahead. Iraq veterans against the war. This is Operation's first casualty. Truth is the first casualty of war.
Down on your knees.
What did I do? What did I do? What part of don't ask questions don't you understand?
My name is Paul Abernathy. I'm the Mid-Atlantic Regional Coordinator for Iraq Veterans Against the War, and I served as a combat engineer the first year of the war attached to the 3rd Infantry Division. First and foremost, we gather here today in solidarity with our brothers and sisters in uniform who are currently exposed to the daily injustices of participating in an illegal, immoral, and unnecessary war. Our message is quite clear. Troops home now. We are not the only ones in this nation proclaiming that message. In fact, the American people, as a majority, now proclaim this message, but ours is unique because we are the troops. Although there are many facts and statistics that support our position, we are here today speaking to our experiences in which we learned that the presence of U.S. troops in Iraq is not a factor of stabilization, but rather it is a factor of destabilization. And it is for this reason that we demand an immediate end to the occupation, an immediate withdrawal to all occupying forces from Iraq. And finally, we make this promise to our brothers and sisters currently serving in uniform, to the United States government and to the American people. We will not rest until the last one of us is home.
Fala, can you please clarify for us what your view is on the question of U.S. troops in Iraq? Do they need to leave immediately? Should there be a timetable? This is a debate in the United States.
ممكن بسرعة تقول لهم إيش رأيك بالنسبة لوجود قوات الاحتلال الأمريكية؟ بدك إياهم يتركوا مباشرة ولا بناء على على خطة؟
أعتقد ماكو شخص يحب أن يكون بلده محتل.
Quickly, nobody loves to see his country occupied, so he wants them to leave at once.
وإن كان يخرجون البارحة قبل اليوم كان أفضل.
Yeah, he wish they are out of the country yesterday, not today.
هذا رأيي.
We don't want to fight anymore, but if we have to fight again, it'll be to take these steps.
As we stand against the war, we also stand behind those who resist it.
More and more U.S. service members are actively refusing to participate in the illegal, immoral invasion and occupation of Iraq.
No more. We have a different path to take, and it doesn't matter what they do to us. It doesn't matter if they take away our honorable discharge, if they put us in prison.
Call it peace or call it treason, call it love or call it reason, but I ain't marching anymore. No, I ain't marching anymore.
I had a friend who was a sniper attached to Charlie Company at the time who took a school inside Fallujah as their area of operations. Well, the people went to the school and was like, hey, can our kids go back in? They need to go to school. And of course, Charlie Company said, probably fuck you in lesser terms. And they had a protest. Well, you know, if anything in Iraq, if your soccer team scores a goal, if you have a baby boy that's born, you go out in the front yard, shoot off your AK. Well, these protesters came out and had their AK firing in the, in the air. One of the rounds landed in the school, celebratory fire. No one hit, and that led to Charlie Company firing upon the whole crowd, killing 15, wounding many others. And that is what started Fallujah, not the mercenaries getting burned and hanged on a bridge. It was that. And we got shuttled out of that place real quick. They didn't want the same people with the same patches, I guess, there. So then we went to Baghdad for about 10 months, just basically, ran that town. When we found a dead body on the side of the road, and my friends get off and they start taking pictures with them, and they're like, "Hey, Vigus, you want to get off, take a picture with this dead guy?" And what gets me more, I didn't find that repulsive because of humanity. I found it repulsive because it wasn't their kill. You don't take credit for what you don't do. And I have to really examine that of where I was back then and take a step back. One of the things I remember most about the good things about Iraq, the people that live there are wonderful people. They don't deserve this. I mean, you could, I was just bored, right? Rolling down the highway behind my 50 cal. And I'm just like bopping and singing a song, right? And this busload of people come up next to me and they see me doing this and they just start clapping and cheering and singing, and like a trombone comes out of here, drums here, and it's like instant party. I mean, this is the Iraqi people. Here I was a soldier in their country, but I had a smile on my face and was singing a song. Days I don't like to remember. Escorting contractors outside of Baghdad to a water treatment plant. And this was like the first beautiful place I saw in Iraq that didn't have war scratched all over it, because I could see Iraq and see how it would be beautiful without a blown out building here and trash everywhere. It was out in the country, it was green, palm trees, it was nice. I was like, this is a nice place. I mean, I could live here, As we leave, it was kind of dangerous because, the roads didn't have, sidewalks. It was pretty much a big drop-off, ditch, and a lot of trees, a lot of brush. Not feeling good. I was like, man, this is a nice place, but not for me, And lo and behold, I don't know why they didn't wait it. I'm sure they were amateurs, just the people of the town. But they ran across the street in front of us with their RPGs. And, we kind of sped up to, they were probably maybe, 50 meters ahead of us. So by the time they got across the road, we were already beside them. And I was watching my sector on the left, and all this yelling and screaming, drop your weapons, Armer Selahak in like a redneck accent. Armer Selahak. Sorry. Well, they huddled themselves with a bunch of women and children, and just a lot of yelling, drop your weapon. And I just couldn't take it anymore. I had to I swung my saw around, and I had my sights on this man. He was in a doorway, had the RPG slung around his shoulder. I had my sights on him. He was the enemy. I was supposed to shoot. But I looked in at him, and he wasn't the enemy. He was scared, probably had the same expression on my face at the time. I mean, it shocked me. I mean, I was expecting the boogeyman, you know, the devil. I mean, these guys are bad people and we need to kill them, or he'll kill me. But it took me aback when I looked him in his eyes, and he got away. And you know, we scooted out of there because, you know, they had RPGs and they didn't want us pop off a shot on us, and we really didn't have armored vehicles at the time. So we go back and we get like Bradley fighting vehicles and Apache attack helicopters to go with us back in to this village, you know, asking questions. And one of the things that I remember learning about Iraq culture was when Saddam was in power. If you had a beef with your neighbor, you say, oh, he said something bad about Saddam, and the secret police will come away and torture him. Well, so here we are, U.S., in a small, tiny, you know, village outside of Baghdad, asking questions, you know, with a lot of firepower, 50 cal, Mark 19 automatic grenade launchers, Bradley fighting vehicles, Apache helicopters, 2 of them flying overhead. And this one guy just points down to a road and says, these guys said something bad about, you know, United States. You know, they don't like us there. So we go, and myself and Blackman, or myself, I don't know how he feels. Myself and another soldier, you know, jumped off and started searching the hut while, you know, we huddled the family over to the side. You know, it was an old man, old woman, a couple of men of around 20 years old, and some young women of maybe teens or 20s, like a little kid. And, you know, we're tossing this little hut, you know, and I find this, it is kind of hidden, you know, I find this little 22 pistol, you know, and I assumed it was just to scare off the thieves, you know, if someone was like on your crops. You know, nothing to go against us. You know, no, we didn't find any RPGs. We didn't find any AK-47s, any explosives, no pictures of Saddam, nothing that would indicate to us that, you know, he's in the resistance against the United States of America, 82nd Airborne, whatever have you. But we ended up taking the 2 young men anyways, you know, and I told my sergeant, I was like, Sergeant, I don't think these aren't the guys. These aren't the guys. And he just quipped something back to me. He was like, well, these are bad guys too. And, you know, all this time, the mother is like crying and, you know, pleading to me, I'm sure, don't take my sons, or why are you doing this? I didn't speak Arabic, but she was trying to kiss my feet. She was bending down, kissing my feet. She was trying to kiss my cheeks. And I'm looking at this woman, and I wanted to help. I felt powerless. It didn't matter how much firepower I had above me and behind me. At that moment, I was the most powerless person on the face of the planet. I couldn't calm her. I was like, hey, don't worry. They'll be out, of course. They didn't have any proof. You know, I was very naive then, not knowing what I know now, that, you know, that they just keep these people for unsurmountable, you know, years on no proof. And we did exactly the same thing that Saddam did there. So how can anyone tell me it's better? For the youth, don't ever be a tool for anybody else. You have no rights joining up. You have absolutely nothing to offer your humanity and your future by joining the armed services. You know, story in Fallujah, in case if you don't think you're going to be property, because that's what you will be. We just spent a month fighting in Samawa. Hard fighting. And these scouts, these hardcore airborne infantry scouts, snipers, got some sunburns. Well, they what we call a Article 15. They received a month without pay for damage to government property. Okay? You are not serving yourself or your country by joining the Army. You serve other people who have never touched a battlefield, who have never lost a friend, or have seen any type of real service to America, serving their financial needs. And you can look it up. It's right there. The best thing for you is to go to school, work in the community, because that's what we have.